Hey guys, welcome back to Shiba Inu Crypto. This date will start Shiba Inu next bull run. Shiba Inu news today. Shiba Inu, an Ethereum-based altcoin, took a beating this week despite the flawless upgrade in the ETH blockchain. Accordingly, market participants look for clues about the pace of interest rate hikes that could reflect a corresponding drop in the value of cryptocurrencies. In this video, we'll talk about this date will start Shiba Inu next bull run. Shiba Inu news today. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up, share, and subscribe to the channel to see our latest content on Shiba Inu price predictions and expert analysis. Without further ado, let's begin the video. In the last 24-hour trading session, SHIB plummeted to $0.00001174, minus 10.52% from the prior week and minus 21.51% over the last month. Moreover, other metrics were also to blame for the recent price decline. For instance, the market value realized value ratio skidded along with the daily active addresses. These bearish signals suggested a further downtrend in the coming days. In line with this, analysts expect Shiba Inu to crash 25% this month, extending from $0.000083 to $0.000093. SHIB's moving average convergence divergence also painted a similar picture as it showed a negative edge in the market. In line with this downbeat sentiment, it's little wonder that investors are left searching the market for any signs of optimism. Our favorite 2022 investment has provided its early backers with exactly that. A huge reason to be optimistic for 2022 and 2023 is sitting on 100% gains and expecting more. Shiba Inu price has briefly been flirting with the possible start of a bull run, but bulls dropping the ball due to dollar strength in September has instead suffered a back-to-school moment. Since the beginning of the month, key levels have been given up, with the biggest at $0.00001209. Another leg lower looks to be granted as the Swedish Riksbank sets the market tone with a supersized 100 BP hike, which, should the Fed do the same on Wednesday, triggering a massive sell-off in cryptocurrencies on the back of even more dollar strength. Shiba Inu price is at the mercy of central banks after markets rattled today with a surprise 100 BPS hike from the Swedish Riksbank. Although Sweden and the CEK have little to do with cryptocurrencies, the move has put markets on edge before the Fed policy meeting on Wednesday, and a surprise 100 BPS hike from the Fed would be a huge game changer for markets. Massive dollar strength would kick in and trigger an avalanche sell-off in equities and cryptocurrencies. SHIB price is thus at risk of dropping 10% in the run-up to the Fed meeting as markets get more nervous that 100 BPS could be on the cards. Depending on how Powell delivers this message, expect to see even more dollar strength coming in, pushing the euro-dollar back below parity and triggering another sell-off in equities and cryptocurrencies, which will be enough to pressure a break below $0.00000965. From there, another area opens up that could see a drop unwinding towards $0.00000655, adding another 40% losses in the books for 2022. The alternative scenario could be that a turnaround occurs should the Fed only deliver a smaller than expected rate hike with a dovish message. That would mean a small uptick towards $0.00001209 and a positive return of 11%. That would be as far as the short-term rally would go, as the red descending trend line, the historic pivotal level at $0.00001209, and the 55-day simple moving average all reside around that level as caps. Shibarium developer Unification has revealed a few important updates on the forthcoming Shiba Inu Layer 2 protocol, including specifics on XFund and a Shiba Swap bonus. According to an official announcement from the Unification Foundation, plans are still well underway for the 4th alpha and public testnets of the upcoming protocol. The announcement also doubles down on plans for these testnets slated for the end of September, or sometime shortly after that. Unification reminds the community the deadline for final XFund's claims is near. On August 22nd, the Unification Foundation successfully minted the last XFund and set a 1-month maximum claiming period period ending on September 22nd, 2022. After this deadline, the smart contract will burn any unclaimed X-Fund tokens. Unification also states that the final supply could be less than the initial 10,000 planned. The current supply was 9,888. On the Shiba swap bonus, some X-Funds will be claimable until next year. The announcement states that although the smart contract will burn leftover X-Funds, unclaimed tokens from the Shiba Swap and X-Fund yield portals will be available for withdrawals until early 2023. Depending on the outcome of a planned governance proposal, the X-Funds will transfer to the Unification Community Fund. Tokens will be used to reward participants and community members who contribute to innovation and other efforts to advance the network. The first public beta testnet will focus primarily on developers and delegators, so the network is ready for all participants upon official launch. The announcement also specifies that the upcoming public beta will ensure that the mainnet launch is secure by fine-tuning the process of fixing bugs and open testing. Also, all interested validators will be allowed to join the beta in preparation for the mainnet launch. Furthermore, the announcement promises support for the Ethereum merge. Unification plans to support ETH2 and the old fork as it believes this is the best course of action for the entire sector. We will endeavor to continue supporting the original fork and the new ETH2 network. Given that Unification looks to support all expansions of decentralization, we believe providing the best tools for all channels serves the greater blockchain world. The network has officially suspended minting BONE in compliance with an earlier concluded community decision. BONE, the official gas for the Shibarium protocol, has now hit the 230 million mark, the upper limit decided for BONE farming. In June, the community decided to stop minting BONE at 230 million, to allow Shibarium validators access to the remaining 20 million of BONE's total maximum supply. At least 20 million BONE is necessary for normal protocol operations. Shiba Inu has also hinted at launching multiple tokens, including SHI and TREAT. While SHI will be the ecosystem's official stablecoin, TREAT will exclusively function as a reward token. Satoshi Kusama has stated that Australia would likely be the last test location for the SHIB CCG game Shiba Eternity. Kusama made this known in response to a question by popular SHIB community member @ShibAlexander. The Shiba Eternity game went live on the Apple App Store following its launch in Australia on September 17, 2022. Australia users joined the Vietnamese in having the opportunity to be among the early testers and bug reporters of the Shiba Eternity game. Test reports of the SHIB CCG game in Vietnam show it was a huge success. Per multiple reports, demand was higher than expected, and the Shiba team had to expand the gameplay server's capacity 50-fold to accommodate the demand. When users request a debut test of the SHIB CCG in their country, Kusama responded that the next event would likely be download day. One of the requesters was a user from Turkey who commented, "The Turkish community is anticipating the Shiba Eternity. When will the game be available for us to download from the App Store?" Kusama responded, "Soon." Then he added that the game would be available to the entire world for download and not just some specific nations. According to him, the Shiba team wants to show the Shadow Cats that Shiba is a true force. He added that he wants the game's download to break the App Store on download day. The Shiba Inu lead developer also hinted that it might be possible to perform SHIB burns via the game, but he would provide more details about that in a separate update before the download. Kusama further said there is more to the Shiba Eternity than being a game, and many discussions will happen before the download day. The Shiba team is trying to boost the game's adoption when it goes live. Last month, Shiba Eternity consultant William Volk showcased the game at the Shiba Eternity game at the biggest global video game trade fair, Gamescom. Crypto payment gateway platform Now Payments has announced that businesses can start accepting leash payments from their customers. More importantly, they can always use the platform to swap their leash for fiat. Leash is the second native token in the Shiba Inu ecosystem. That's a wrap for today. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up, share, and subscribe to the channel to see our latest content.